I was married for 27 years. I had 4 sons.
And my last husband was 8 years. He passed away suddenly with an aneurysm 4 years ago. I used to work at a little store called Jackrabbit in Mullica Hill, and he was one of my customers. And he'd just come in and say hi, how you doing, leave, and that was that. And then he didn't come in for a while. And when I saw him, I asked him where he was, and he was a truck driver. So he was surprised that I even noticed he was gone. So then we just started talking to each other. And one thing led to another, and we started living together. And we lived together 10 years before we got married. And then we moved to National Park in 1994. Got married in 1996. And he died in 2004.
He was the brother of my girlfriend's husband. That's how we met.
No, he was never sick. Always, always good. Get a cold once in a while. That was about it. And the day he died, we were out shopping. The day before he died, we were out shopping for Christmas. And he came home and he called me upstairs, and he was in the bathroom and he couldn't get off the toilet. Was paralyzed. And he told me to call 911, and they came and got him. And went to the hospital that night, and it turns out he had a tear in his aortic valve in his heart, and it caused an aneurysm in his stomach, and he died.
He had a lump on the side of his face, and he went and had it taken out, and then after that he was having a hard time breathing. He was in the hospital 2 weekends in a row. And they said there was nothing wrong. They gave him some kind of pills for the fluid. And then he went back in again. And there was something with his heart. They had to put his stent in. And they sent him home the day before Thanksgiving. He had Thanksgiving dinner. And Friday, he didn't look too good or whatever. He was sitting in the chair and he just collapsed. Called the ambulance and we went to the hospital. They said he had congestive heart failure. He was in there for 4 days and he wasn't waking up. And then they finally decided that he was brain dead, that he was never going to wake up.
No. I mean, we didn't even have wills or nothing. But, I'm his wife, so I would get everything anyway. But after he died, I had blood work done, all kinds of stuff done for me, make sure I was okay. And I had a will made up, so just in case anything happened to me. Because you never know. But so far I'm okay, but...
No, he was only 57 years old. He didn't think he was going to die. Figured he lived to be old, torture me. Well, he left us. With no money, no nothing. Made it harder, try to pay bills and everything. I have to put 2 kids through school. Try to help them finish and get their education and all. I have to go out every day and work. I have bad legs. I'm not supposed to be on my feet, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Listen, I really lied. But I have to sell my house and everything because I just can't afford to live here anymore without him. So maybe things will get better after I move. I don't know.
Oh, I felt bad. But there was nothing I could do about it. He couldn't do it. The doctor said they couldn't keep shocking him like that. His heart would explode. So he was dying one way or the other. Upset that I sat there for 4 days and they kept telling me he was going to wake up, and he never woke up. And I called the second doctor and he came in and he said he was brain dead and he was never going to wake up. And then he kept having little heart seizure things. They had to keep shocking him, and they said they couldn't do it no more. And they stopped shocking him, and he died like 5 minutes later. I sat there for 4 days and 4 nights watching him. He couldn't take it no more. His heart was going to explode, so they had to stop it.
Oh, about at least a good year. I couldn't sleep. I still go to bed at night thinking about him because he's not here. But it's just hard. It's just hard without him.
Oh, I did. He snored for 27 years. When he first died, I couldn't sleep because it was so quiet in there. Yeah, if you have somebody snoring for 27 years and you can't sleep, when they die and it's quiet in there, it's hard to sleep. You're so used to the noise.
You know, they didn't. You know, somebody suggested I go into a group of people who lost other people, but they didn't know my husband. So, and I can't. I can say he was a good guy, and they would say sure he was because he was your husband, but he really was truly a good guy. And you could, you ask anybody. But I did want to talk. You know, I could talk to my family about him if I want.
After his death, I had 4 kids to deal with. One son that I had a hard time trying to deal with because he was so upset. Said there was something wrong with him because his grandfather died when he was graduating from 6th grade and he was graduating from 12th grade and his father died and he had a hard time dealing with it. Well, the one said that I killed his father because I made them stop shocking him.
Oh, they were horrible. It was just they were devastated that it happened because he was just such a good guy. You know, if he was a mean person like his brother who's still walking around on this earth, then it'd be a different story. But Tom was a really good guy. He had a lot of friends, and if you were at the funeral, you would have seen all the cars that came with us to the cemetery and all the people that came. You know, it was just really really nice. You know, because he was a well-loved guy. You know, even the cops in Mullica Hill liked him. When I told the cops I was going to go see this guy that used to come in the store, a customer, they're like, "Who is it? What's his name?" And I told them what his name was, and they're like, "Oh, he's a great guy." So they all liked him too, you know.
I don't know. He might. He wanted to bring him home and keep him home. Well, I had no choice. The doctor said he had to stop because there was nothing else they could do. So he had to be taken off of it. I was mad because if he didn't feel good, he should have told us. We might have been able to take him there and get him help before that. He kept saying he was fine, everything was okay. No, he was supposed to be here to take care of me. Because I had breast cancer the year before. He told me he'd be there to take care of me. Then he died the next year. People go out partying. Go out partying, have drinks. Oh, they'd want me to go out, have a good time, party and stuff. That wasn't me. I'm more of a homebody. I'd rather be home. Yeah. Used to him being here when he came home from work. Having date nights on Friday nights.
Well, I don't really go many places anymore. I'm not like a traveler. I don't travel on 295 or 130. He would take me to my friend's house, or he'd take me down to his Aunt Marie's house in Tom's River. I mean, I don't do that kind of stuff, so, because he's not here. But I'd still get a Lowe's and Home Depot, and, you know, he loved going to those kind of places. Of course, I like to go to those places too, but, yeah, I don't do a lot because I just go to work and I come home and I watch TV or watch a movie, and because he's not here to go any place with, and it's not as enjoyable. It seemed like with holidays, you know, he loved going to everybody's house for Easter and Thanksgiving, and he died around Christmas time, so that's really hard too without him. You know, I don't even decorate anymore, and even though everybody used to decorate for the kids, but I just can't do it. I don't have the heart to do it because he's not here, because he died around Christmas. And so Christmas is really hard for me, you know, so.
Just came home every night, cried for a year. Every day. And then I